Everybody, welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on YouTube. Hopefully I won't forget to click on the broadcast at midnight with the Oldies and More Radio Network. But welcome to the June 18, 2022 50s and early 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show, where I play my original vinyl 45s. We count down the music chronologically here. We open up with an instrumental. I'm sure many of you remember that instrumental. That was one of the theme songs to Dick Clark's American Bandstand, as done by Les Elgart and his orchestra. It was called Bandstand Boogie. That was released in March of 1954, came out on the Columbia record label. I think that song was used until 1969. I think he switched. I think Mike Curb did a tune called the Bandstand Theme, but that there was another song before this, I think, but they picked it up, I think, when right when Bob Horn left, I think, and Dick Clark took over. That was the tune there, March 54, Les Elgart and the orchestra on Columbia, Bandstand Boogie. And wouldn't that be cool if all these records that I'm playing were live or lip-sync their songs on American Bandstand? That would be cool. But anyway, let's start it off here. We open up with two cool vocals, up-tempos, and we open up this vocal portion with a flip from last week, as Daniel Kubacki requested the Empires, their very last release on the that came out on Amp 3 Records. The song was called I'm a Fool, and it was listeners Roulettes and George Tompkins requested the flip side. This is from August 57, Bill Lassley's Amp 3 record label, The Empires, and their tune called Zippity Zip.
Zip, 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 Gee, baby, I felt so sad. When I heard you, gee, I'm glad. The flame is burning, burning deep inside. Burning inside. Gee, baby, I feel so blue, because I love no one but you. I really need you, love you, all I do. Well, the day that you left me, I thought I would die. But now you're here, it's never goodbye. I need you, I love you so. I'll never, never let you go. Gee, baby, I feel so sad. When I hear you, gee, I'm glad. The flame burning, burning deep inside. Do-wop, 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 shoo-wop, 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 do-wop, zip-do-wop, do-wop, zip-do-wop, do-wop, zip-do-wop, shoo-wop, 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 shoo-wop.
But now your news never goodbye. I really, 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 really love you so. I never, never let you go.
Gee, baby, it feels the same. And I did, gee, I'm glad. The flame is burning, burning deep inside. Well, zip, baby, a zippity zip, yeah. Zip you up.
That's a cool opener there by the Empires. Empires from August 1957 on the Amp 3 record label. Zippity Zip is the name of the tune here. Now let's continue here. This is a request for Kenny Mack. Feel better, Kenny Mack. He sent Johnny G an email right before the show that he is not feeling well. So we're wishing Kenny to feel better. Here's going to tune in on the archive, but this is a request for Kenny Mack. It's actually a B-side for this by this group from Brooklyn, New York. Their debut single came out on Joe Leibowitz's premium record label. Was called My Heart's Desire, but Kenny requested the flip side. Now, written by group member Alan Bunn, a.k.a. Tar Heel Slim, who would eventually become the group manager, but he is on lead here. This one from April 1956. Give a listen to The Wheels on Premium. This is for Kenny. It's called Let's Have a Ball.
I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I may never get a break like this in life no more. I got money in my pocket. I ain't begging for bread. Cadillac Eldorado, and it's gone to my head. Short time to live, long time to stay dead. I ain't doing no favors, I ain't asking for none. Long as I got money, I can pay for my fun. That's the way I want it. That's the way it must be done. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I may never get a break like this in life no more. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. I may never get a break like this in life no more. A certain little mama is gonna jump and shout when that Eldorado rolls up and I come walking out. I'm gonna tell a little baby, you don't know what it's all about. I want no special woman, I want no special friend. I want a good time today, tomorrow maybe down again. Don't doubt before, before. I'm gonna ball like I never did ball before. Before, before. I may never get a break like this in life no more. No more, no more, no more.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there going out to Kenny Mack. Those are the Wheels. The Wheels, not with Rudy Anderson on lead, Alan Bunn, a.k.a. Tar Heel Slim, on lead there, April 1956. The first of three on the premium record label, song entitled Let's Have a Ball. We always do on a Saturday from 9 to midnight right here on Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. So let's count down the music. We know we do it chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s edition. And this is an early girl group sound. This vocal quartet, they recorded two for Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label. This is their second. It's with the Buddy Lucas Band of Tomorrow, and it features Della Simpson on lead. We go back to April 1952. Johnny G wasn't around yet, but it's April 1952 on the Jubilee label. Let's give a listen to the Enchanters. The Enchanters with their tune called I've Lost.
All I had, I've lost. No one to keep me guessing. Be still, my heart, don't worry. My love is just contrary. A love like ours can never die. Don't make me cry. Your faith you should restore. Don't make a plaything of me. I know I treated you so unfair, but if you ever trusted me, now's the time to see my cause all I ever had in life I've lost. Your faith you should restore. Don't make a plaything of me. I know I treated you so unfair. But if you ever trusted me, now's the time to see my cause all I ever had in life I've lost.
Those are the Enchanters. The Enchanters with Della Simpson on lead. April 52 release on the Jubilee record label, song entitled I've Lost. Flip side of that is Housewife Blues, which is a cool up-tempo tune by them. And George, the one you're thinking of is Today Is Your Birthday. That's their first release. I have Today Is Your Birthday on the Onyx label on a 78. What is that, by the Opals, I think, or the Opals? I forget. But we'll save that for my 78 special. Reed, I'll flip that for you next Saturday night. It's a good flip side on that. Let's continue here. Let's move into 1953 with a request for Daniel Kubacki. You all know this group out of Baltimore, Maryland, and it's also a twin spin, we can say, on Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label. Now, this is the group's 39th release for Jubilee, and one right before Crying in the Chapel. Features Sonny Till on leads. This is going out to Daniel, June 1953. These are the Orioles on Jubilee. It's called One More Time.
Baby, take me in your loving arms one more time. One more time. Baby, take me in your loving arms one more time. One more time. Please forgive me for my awful sins. Baby, take me in your arms again. One more time. One more time. One more time. Well, one more time. One more time. Well, one more time. One more time. Take me in your loving arms. Baby, tell me that love me true. One more time. One more time. Baby, tell me that love me true. One more time. One more time. I'll do anything you want me to if you tell me that love me true. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time, one more time. Let me kiss you like I used to do. One more time, one more time. Well, baby, I'm in love with you. Let me kiss you like I used to do. One more time, one more time, one more time. One more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Kiss me like you used to do. One more time. 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 Hug me, baby. One more time. One more time. One more time. Well, squeeze me, baby. One more time. One more time. Oh, baby, do anything you want. Love me. One more time. Anything you want to do. Just hold me one more time. One more time.
June 53 release there for the Orioles. Sonny Till and the Orioles on the Jubilee label. One more time. It was interesting because when I was showing this record to a bunch of collectors that were here on the house, they never saw a black wax copy of this record. They were like, I really don't see this on black wax much. I see it on red vinyl all the time. And I forget, I think this was Joe Booza's copy, if I'm not mistaken. I bought it out of his collection, but those are the Orioles there. Normally the flip side is played, which is actually the B-side. The song is called I Cover the Waterfront, which was recorded at the first Orioles session, which was, it was in 1948, I think. They recorded it, I forget, in June or July of 1948 at the first session. They put it as a flip side on this Jubilee release. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show as we move into 1954 with a request for Mike Sape. This is on Peter Morgan's Showtime record label out of California. And the label owner discovered this gal by the name of June Moy. And the uncredited Feathers are backing her up on this. And this is a request for Mike Sape, who wants to dedicate it to George Tompkins in our YouTube chat room there. This is from October 1954. By request for Mike Sape, going out to George Tompkins, June Moy, and the uncredited Feathers on Showtime. It's called Desert Winds.
Desert winds, please be still. Blow your fury over the hill. This our valley, this peaceful valley of desert winds. Oh, the desert's clear and white, the moon and the stars are bright, and the coyotes howl. Ooh, you can see the tumbleweeds as they drift along the plains. Where they go, no one will ever know. Desert winds, please be cool. Don't you know your heat is cruel in Sleepy Valley? It's the valley of desert winds. Oh, the desert's clear and white, the moon and the stars are bright, and the coyotes howl. Ooh, you can see the tumbleweeds as they drift along the plains. Where they go, no one will ever know. Desert winds, please be cool. Don't you know your heat is cruel in Sleepy Valley? It's the valley of desert winds.
As by request from Mike Sape there, going out to George Tompkins. That's June Moy and the Feathers, October 1954. It's on the Showtime record label. Desert Winds is the name of the tune. It was very windy today and nice and cool, the way Johnny G likes it. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. So over the last few weeks, I've been featuring this Buddy Johnson song, Since I Fell For You. We heard it by the Spaniels, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. That was a request for Daniel Kubacki, I think. And then last week we heard it by the Harp Tones, requested by, I think what that was, Big Dave Swinger requested that one. And tonight we're going to feature it by another group out of Oakland, California. And this was requested by George Tompkins and Big Dave Swinger. And this group first recorded as the Turbans on the Money label, but then they changed their name to the Sharp Tones, probably because of the Philly group, the Turbans, recording on Herald at the time. But this is on the Imperial subsidiary Post Records. It features Andre Goodwin on lead. We're going to send this one out to George Tompkins and Big Dave Swinger, November 1955. The Sharp Tones on Post with their rendition of the tune Since I Fell For You.
since I fell for you. Oh, bring such misery and pain. I guess I'll never be the same since I fell for you. It's too bad, doo-wop, doo-wop, too sad, doo-wop, doo-wop, that I'm in love with you. You love me, doo-wop, doo-wop, then it's not me, doo-wop, doo-wop. But what can I do? I'm still in love with you. Oh, guess I'll never see light. I get the blues about every night since I fell for you.
As going out to Big Dave, going out to George Tompkins, the version by the Sharp Tones there. Andre Goodwin on lead, November 1955 on the Post label. Their rendition of Since I Fell for You. I forgot to mention George Tompkins requested the Love Notes version on Riviera last week that I finished, and what John Ferry mentioned about the Vibrations version of that, which is a good tune also. So I'm gonna have to pull that one out. Charlene, mark that one down there for those versions there. We're gonna flip this over for Marvin Pod next week. The Sharp Tones, another great flip side there on that. Let's continue here. Stay out in California with a flip side from last week as I featured Arthur Lee May and the Crowns for Mike Sape, their third release on the RPM record label called Do the Bop. Now both Roulettes and George asked if I could flip it over, so we're going to do that. Give a listen to the flip side here, written by Richard Berry, wrote both sides of this 45 from October 55, a twin spin out of California, Arthur Lee May and the Crowns on RPM. It's called Please Don't Leave Me. This is going out to George and Daryl.
don't leave me sad and blue, and please, yes, and please, and please, don't leave me.
That's Arthur Lee May and the Crowns there, October 1955 on the RPM record label, the third release for RPM. That's going out to George Tompkins and Roulettes. Please Don't Leave Me is the name of the tune. We are in the year 1955, and this is a request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room, and this is on Sid Nathan's King record label by Kathy Ryan. Kathy Ryan, she had 4 releases on the King label. This is her second, and it's actually a cover tune. This was first done by Bubber Johnson, featured it not too long ago for Tom Shaughnessy, but she's being backed up on this by the uncredited Admirals. The Admirals are backing up Kathy Ryan on this. It's going out to Joe Shacatano, November 1955. Kathy Ryan and the Admirals on the King label. Her rendition of the tune, Come Home.
Come home. Let me tell you how I've missed you so. I didn't want you to go, 'cause I love you so. Come home, or you'll find you'll miss the love we shared. There's none will ever compare. Darling, please come home. Funny what a quarrel can do. After so many thrills, it has wrecked in a moment what has taken us a lifetime to build. Come home, I'll be happy, dear, if you decide to give love another try. Won't you please come home? Funny what a quarrel can do. After so many thrills, it has wrecked in a moment what has taken us a lifetime to build. Please come home. I'll be happy, dear, if you decide to give love another try. Won't you please come on home? Please come home.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there by request for Joe Shacatano in our chat room, our YouTube chat room. That's Kathy Ryan and the Uncredited Admirals, November 1955, her second of 4 on Sid Nathan's King record label. Come Home that Bubba Johnson tune. Got to say hello to all the folks in the YouTube chat room. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. Click the bell to get notifications when I go live. Haven't done a test show yet, but I might do that. You never know if I have some time. And also, if you have any requests, send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Let's continue now. And we are in 1955. We go to the Bronx, New York, with a request for Sugar Bear Sterling in our YouTube chat room, as this group had 6 releases on George Gollner's Rama record label. Now, Sterling requested their 4th, written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Bobby Mansfield. And we have to congratulate Sterling on his new doo-wop bachelor pad. So he can have all the chicks there now. And he's got it all set up to play all his group harmony music. So that's pretty good, Sterling. Good luck with that. And here are the Wrens going out to Sterling, November 1955. Bobby Mansfield and the Wrens on the Rama label. It's called Hey Girl.
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, 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 girl, what is that, girl? Ooh, you got me crying too. Hey, girl, tell me what's the matter with you. Well, now, tell me, pretty baby, what's wrong with you? You don't have to cry because your man is untrue. Tell me if there's anything that I can do. Tell me, pretty baby, what's wrong with you? Hey, 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 girl, what is the matter, girl? Boo, you got me crying too. Hey, girl, tell me what's the matter with you. Well, there's no sense in denying, no, you don't look nice when you're crying. Come on, baby, change that face, 'cause there's a whole lot of guys who like to take his place. Hey, 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 girl, what is the matter, girl? Boo, you got me crying too. Hey, girl, tell me what's the matter with you. Boo, 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 boo. No sense in denying, no, you don't look nice when you're crying. Come on, baby, change that face, 'cause there's a whole lot of guys who like to take his place. Hey, 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 girl, what is the matter, girl? Boo, you got me crying too. Hey, girl, tell me what's the matter with you. Boo, 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 boo. Tell me.
That's Bobby Mansfield and the Wrens there. November 1955, George Gollner's Rama record label, going out to Sugar Bear Sterling. Hey Girl is the name of the tune. Now, for you collectors out there, this Rama release, Rama number 174, comes with the 2 alternate flip sides. One side is Love's Something That's Made for Two, and the other one is the flip side that Roulettes mentioned in the chat room, Serenade of the Bells. I have them both, and can you guess what the flip side of this one is? And it is not Serenade of the Bells, so there you go. But I do have that 45. I can play that one also, but flip side of this one is good too. But anyway, we'll continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. How about the Counts on the Dot label? It's a request for Daniel Kubacki. This great group out of Indianapolis, Indiana, had 8 releases on Randy Wood's Dot record label, and this is their 7th. 7th, written by group member Robert Young. It features Chester Brown on lead. This is going out to Daniel Kubacki. These are the counts from August 55. It's called I Need You Tonight for Daniel. By request for Daniel Kubacki there, The Great Counts, their 7th release on Randy Wood's Dot record label, Chester Brown and the Counts from August 55. I Need You Tonight is the name of the tune. Really nice copy there, Brian, in Norm's collection. Let's continue. Here we are. We move into 1956 now. This is a request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room. This group is out of Boothwyn, Pennsylvania. They have this one release on the DNS record label. Now, my copy, as many copies of this have the labels reversed, which is a pain. That's one thing that record collectors hate, is the labels being reversed. So that is a no-no. But anyway, it features Sylvanus Slip Franklin on lead. This one goes back to 1956. These are the Five Lords on the DNS record label. This is going out to Timothy. It's called Ooh La La.
I love my
melody. La, 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 la.
As by request, going out to Timothy there, those are the Five Lords. Five Lords with Sylvanus Slip Franklin on lead. That's on the DNS record label. And that originally came out in 1956. It was re-released in 1960. It was reviewed in Billboard magazine. They reviewed it in October of 1960. Way too late for that record. That record had no chance in 1960 by any means. Now, this copy, I mean, I haven't seen one. Well, I mean, not that I find this record a lot anyway, but I've never seen the one that had the labels not reversed. But this is like a real grainy press with that E.K, you know, in the dead wax there, that Philadelphia pressing plant. I think that's that E.K. That's what that pressing plant is. But anyway, this was reviewed in Billboard in 1960, and two members of this group, the lead singer Slip Franklin and Elwood Bunky Robinson, would join Jim Giacono and the Jays in 1958 and record for the KY record label. I have that record. What is that? What is that song? You, Me, and the Sea, or something with the sea on that record. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here. Let's continue now. We are in 1956 now. In last week's show, I featured the Hurricanes out of Brooklyn, New York, their second release on Sid Nathan's King record label, a request for Emnon. The song was called Yours. But let's give a listen to the flip side, because I like the flip side too. This one features Henry Alston on lead from January 56. The Great Hurricanes on King. It's called Maybe It's All for the Best.
Darling, I hate to see you go. You've always been my love, you know. I'll miss you so the tears will flow, I guess, but maybe it's all for the best. Oh yes, my heart may cry and say nay, nay. My soul may long for yesterday. Darling, no matter how my heart regrets, maybe it's all for the best. Someday we'll try again, I know. Kiss me goodbye, then let me go. Darling, don't cry, let's you and I confess that maybe it's all for the best. Maybe it's all for the best.
Those are the Hurricanes. Hurricanes with Henry Alston on lead on Sid Nathan's King record label. That's their second release. Maybe It's All for the Best. That one there released in January 1956. Let's stay in 1956. Got a twin spin request for listener Amnon, and after the Sparks of Rhythm left Apollo Records, they signed with Herman Lubinsky's Savoy label, and they changed their name to the Savoys. They had just one release, and it is a request for Amnon. It features Jimmy Jones on lead. This is from April 1956, the Savoys on Savoy, going out to Amnon. The song is called You, Y-O-U.
Doobity doobity doo.
You're the one for me. You will always be mine, darling, mine all the time, all the time. You set my soul on fire. You are my desire. 'Cause I love you, darling, I do. Yes, I do. You were meant for me, darling, I know. Yes, it is plain to see that I should not never let you go, 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 cause you so sweet to me, like a honey from a bee. So darling, it is true, I love only you, only you. You were meant for me, darling, I know. Yes, it is plain to see that I should not never let you go, 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 come on. You so sweet to me, like a honey from a bee. So darling, it is true, I love only you.
As going out to Amnon there, the Savoys, Jimmy Jones and the Savoys from April 1956. It's on Savoy Records, song entitled You. Now, in 1960, Jimmy Jones had some big solo recordings for the Cub record label, and Lubinsky tried to capitalize by reissuing some old masters, as he had a couple of songs recorded in the can, and he re-released Jimmy Jones and the Savoys 45. Now, the similar side to both records is Say You're Mine, which I think was the B-side of the 45. So he used that as the same B-side, but I think these were the A-sides. It was a different cut on the 1960 release, even though this was recorded February 2nd, 1956, the only, I think, a recording session that Jimmy Jones and the Savoys had with the Savoy record folks. So this is a twin spin by request for Amnon. This was released in February of 1960, but it was recorded February 2nd, 1956. This is Jimmy Jones and the Savoys on the Savoy label. It's called With All My Heart. This is the song he wrote. This is for Amnon.
I'll always love you with all my heart. I've loved you from the start. I'm still in love with you, my dear. I get strange feeling when you're not near. Tell me you love me and you always will be true, 'cause I love you. I swear I do. It will be alright. Yes, with all my heart. I'll remain yours always. Yes, I hope we'll never part. I'm still in love with you, my dear. I get strange feelings when you're not near. Tell me you love me and you always will be true, 'cause I love you. I swear I do. Oh, it will be alright. Yes, with all my heart. I'll remain yours always. Yes, I hope we'll never part.
Love you always.
Yes, I do.
As going out to Amnon there, that's Jimmy Jones and the Savoys. It's actually a B-side. The A-side was called Say Your Mind. I think or Please Say Your Mind. I think they added instrumentation on this 1960 release, but that was originally that side recorded, and the flip side recorded back in 1956 at February 2nd, that one session that the Savoys had with Savoy Records, a song called With All My Heart. Let's continue. Let's go back to George Gollner's Rama record label with a girl group, and this is a request for my number one California listener, Mady Campboy. She requested the Joy Tones. This is their third release for the Rama label with a male chorus in the background. They're called The Lyrics, uncredited, but they are The Lyrics, as Raul Sita would often use them on many of the groups that he managed. Now, the lead singer on this is Vicky Burgess. Vicky Burgess on lead. This is going out to Métis, November 1956. The Joy Tones on Rama, and their tune called My Foolish Heart for Métis.
My foolish heart, my foolish heart. The night is like a lovely tune to beware. My foolish heart, how I
As by request from Matey Campboy there, Vicky Burgess and the Joy Tones, November 1956 on the Rama label, My Foolish Heart. That's going to be the hardest of the three if you're looking for the Joy Tone 45. So many people looking for that record. Now, of course, she was also the female lead of the Charmers that recorded on the Central record label. Tony, My Darling, really, that's another rare 45 they do. I have that record. I haven't played it in a while. Maybe I should pull that one out to play as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show. And on the May 4th, 2022 show, I played a request for Emnon. He requested the B-side to the Revels' second release on the Sound label out of Philadelphia. It was called Dream My Darling Dream. But let's give a spin to the A-side before this one goes back down in the No Humidity basement. Features Sam Hart on lead. He also co-wrote the tune from February 56, The Revels on the Sound label. It's called Cha-Cha Tony.
Well, the other night, as I was walking past the dance hall, people were talking. I decided to go on in, and that's when I heard the band begin. Cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, 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 cha-cha-cha. I walked into the dance just by chance. I saw a girl who could really dance. I said, I'm not familiar with these steps. Could you show me just what to do? And I'll be very grateful to you. Cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha Tony, cha-cha-cha, 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 cha-cha-cha. Show me how to cha-cha, Tony. Show me how to cha-cha, Tony. Show me how to cha-cha, Tony, and I'll be very grateful to you.
I'll send that one out to my sister Tony. She don't do the cha-cha though. No, she don't. But those are the Revels. Revels from February 1956 on the Sound record label, Cha-Cha Tony, the name of the tune. Let's stay in 1956 as we go to Brooklyn for this group, and a request for Sugar Bear Sterling and his bachelor pad. You got to get this record, Sterling. You got to play it for your for the chicks you're going to bring to the pad here. This group had only 2 releases. Their first release in 1955 on the JD record label, then in 1956 with this tune on the Samson label, written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Melvin Johnson. Melvin Johnson. This is going out to Sugar Bear Sterling from 1956, the Golden Tones. Golden Tones on the Samson label. The song is called I'm Wrong for Sterling.
I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
I'm wrong. Yes, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
I'm so wrong. You. What else can I do? I'm so wrong for you.
1956 there. That's going out to Sterling, the Golden Tones. Golden Tones. Melvin Johnson on lead on the Samson record label. I'm Wrong is the name of the tune. I am not always correct. Sometimes Johnny G is wrong, but I try not to be as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And one more 45 from 1956 and a request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room, as this group goes back, way back to the early 1940s, but in the 1950s, they had lots of releases on the Mercury, also on the RCA record label. Then they signed with ABC Paramount Records in 1956 for 5 releases. Now, Timothy requested their first, and I'm talking about Steve Gibson and the Red Caps, and it features Demita Jo on lead. Now, she would become the group's featured singer on a number of their releases, and also married Steve Gibson. I think she was like 4'11", and Steve Gibson was like 6'5", something like that. But she married Steve Gibson sometime in November of '53. So this one came out in May 1956, and a request for Timothy, Steve Gibson and the Red Caps on ABC Paramount with Demita Jo on lead. It's called Love Me Tenderly.
Please open up your heart and love me tenderly. Our love was meant to be. Love me tenderly. I've never been in love. I want you and your love. Please think of only me and love me tenderly. There's so much good in the worst of us, and so much bad in the best of us. But what can I do? I'm mad about you. Tell me you're mad about me, then tell me you'll be mine until the end of time. Put all your trust in me and love me tenderly. Then tell me you'll be mine until the end of time. Put all your trust in me and love me tenderly. Love me tenderly.
As going out to Timothy in our YouTube chat room, though, it's Steve Gibson and the Red Caps with Demita Jo on lead, May 1956, Love Me Tenderly, their first release on the ABC Paramount record label. Didn't she have a hit in 1960 on Mercury with I'll Save the Last Dance for You? I think something like that. A answer tune to the Drifters record. Anyway, let's continue now and move into 1957. Now on the May 28th Vinyl Treasure Show, played a request for Sugar Bear Sterling by this group out of Columbus, Ohio. They're called the Falcons, came out on the Falcon label, a subsidiary of VJ Records. And the side I played for Sterling was called My Only Love, but I really love the ballad flip side, co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Paul Jackson. This is with Al Smith and his orchestra from November 1957. These are the Falcons on the Falcon label with Now That It's Over.
Oh, 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 now that it's over, I still
Need you, need you, need you.
Now that it's over, I still
Want you, want you.
You say goodbye and made me cry. You made me cry. Now that you've gone, I still
Miss you, miss you.
Yes, I still miss that.
Miss you, miss you, miss you.
Gave to me. Darling, I think that is better. Now that we've said goodbye. That's why I'm writing a letter. Oh, you know the reason why. Now that it's over, I still
Love you, love you.
That's why this letter that I
Send you, send you.
in good faith. Now that is the end. Always be
November 57 release there. Those are the Falcons. The Falcons on the Falcon label. Paul Jackson, he's the lead singer. Now That Is Over. The Now That It's Over is the name of the tune. And this group, they would later record as the Lyrics on the VJ record label. I remember when I was selling my those cheap reproductions. I mean, I put an ad in Gold Mine magazine at the time, and all the red wax ones that I had, they went, like for $25 and $30. Somebody gave me like $20 for that crappy repro of that tune, which played horrible. I bought the record because I loved it so much. I said, I'm going to find a copy. Now I have like 4 copies of this record. I have 1 stock and 3 promos. Call me nuts is what Johnny G is. Let's continue now. We are in 1957. Here's another flip side from last week as I featured Louis Lymon and the Teen Chords. A request for Timothy last week, their second release on George Goldner's N label. The song was called Tell Me Love, and it was Darrell Letts and George Tompkins wanted to hear the flip, and it's sort of an answer song, I guess, of sorts, because of course his older brother Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers did a song called Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and this was sort of the answer from November of 1957 going out to Darrell and George. Louis Lymon and the Teen Chords on the N label. It's called I Found Out Why.
Why do fools fall in love? I found out why, oh why, ooh, why.
Answer tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's going out to Roulettes and George Tompkins. That's Louis Lymon and the Teen Chords there, answering his brother's tune, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, from November 57. I Found Out Why. That one there on George Goldner's End record label. Let's continue now. And Timothy also requested last week the Channels and the B-side to their first of two on George Goldner's Gone record label. The song was called Stay As You Are. Now, my Aunt Mary, my late Aunt Mary, one of her favorite tunes by the Channels beside The Closer You Are was this song, which is the A-side from August of 1957. Features Earl Lewis on lead. These are the Channels on the Gone label with their tune called That's My Desire. That's the great sound of Earl Lewis and the Channels there with That's My Desire. From August 1957 on the Gone record label. That's their first of two. And I know Matey Campboy likes that tune also. That's just a great record. That's a classic record. Marvin Pobb mentions that Dean and the Belmonts copied it note for note. Really can't compare it to the Channels, but they had a hit with it because all the pop stations played it, I guess. But anyway, let's continue now. We move into 1958. We go back to Philadelphia, PA, and we go back to the Revels again. We heard their second release on the Sound label called Cha-Cha Tony. That was number 17 record tonight. Here's one requested by Tom Shaughnessy, as they have this one release on the Chess record label. It's a great two-sided 45, by the way. But Tom requested the ballad side, and it features Henry Colclough. I think that's how you say it. Did I say it right, George? Cole on lead. I wish I had a better copy of this. Unfortunately, I don't. I wish I had George's copy of this. This is October 1958, going out to Tom Shaughnessy, The Revels on the Chess label. It's called When You Come Back to Me.
but I'll just smile and say don't mind. You see, I have nothing but time. Just don't wait till it's too late. I can't sit around and wait. Please tell me what's on your mind. And stop thinking that our love is blind. Darling, you know I care. On your finger you wear the ring that means so much to me. Still I'll just smile and say don't mind. You see, I have nothing but time.
October 58 release there, going out to Tom Shaughnessy for the Revels. The Revels on the chess label, When You Come Back to Me. And I've been trying to upgrade that for many, many years. I forget who I bought that from. John Gallagher, I think, a long, long time ago. Used to buy from him, used to buy from everybody back then, but to haven't been purchasing lately. Let's continue here. And here's a request for Daniel Kubacki, this famous New Orleans duet. Had a number of releases on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label. They were coined the Sweethearts of the Blues. They were Shirley Goodman and Leonard Lee. Now this is their 18th of 20 releases on the Aladdin record label. The tune written by Leonard Lee. I hate these Aladdin styrene presses. Sometimes they just sound horrible. This one looks good, but again, it plays with that tingy sound, so that's just the way they are. But anyways, from April 1958, going out to Daniel Kubacki, Shirley and Lee, on Aladdin Records. It's called Everybody's Rockin'.
Everybody's rockin'. Everybody's rockin'. We're gonna rock and never stop. It's everybody's rockin'. She's rockin', Daddy, he's rockin'. We're gonna rock and never stop. This is everybody's rockin'. We're gonna join the party, rockin' with the crowd. Everybody's having fun, so we gotta rock a while. Everybody's rockin'. Everybody's rockin'. We're gonna rock and never stop. This is everybody's rockin'. We're gonna join the party, rockin' with the crowd. Everybody's having fun, so we gotta rock a while. Everybody's rockin'. Everybody's rockin'. We're gonna rock and never stop. This is everybody's
As Shirley and Lee going out to Daniel Kubacki there on the Aladdin record label, April 1958. Shirley and Lee with Everybody's Rockin'. As we continue here, and here's a request for listener Mike Sape. This is on Red Wortham's Delta label. Delta Records was out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this group is called The Shadows. It's actually a cover song of a country tune, first done by Blaine Smith on the Dome label back in 1952. But let's give a listen to this version. This is going out to Mike Sape, 1958. The Shadows on the Delta label, and their tune is called There Goes the Glass.
There stands the glass, fill it up to the brim. Oh, girl, till my troubles grow dim. Darling, I'm on my way. There stands the glass that will ease my pain. Oh, girl, that will settle my brain. Darling, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I wonder where you are tonight. Oh, I wonder if you are alright. I wonder if you think of me in my misery. There's the glass. My troubles grow dim. Darling, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. The glass, fill it up to the brim. Oh, girl, till my troubles grow dim. Darling, I'm on my way.
As going out to Mike Sape there, those are the Shadows. The Shadows on the Delta label, Delta Records out of Nashville, Tennessee from 1958. There stands the glass. I said there goes. That is a mistake on my part. There you go. I'm wrong, as the Golden Tones said. Let's continue now. We are in 1958. This great group out of Harlem, New York is up next, and it's a request for my number one California listener, Mady Campoy. She's in our YouTube chat room. It's their 15th of 18 releases on High Weiss's Old Town record label, a 1928 pen tune by George and Ira Gershwin. And it features the great Milton Love on lead. We go back to December 1958. These are the Solitaires on the Old Town record label for Mady Campoy, and their tune is called Embraceable You.
Embrace me, embrace me, embrace me, my sweet embrace.
That's the great sound of the Solitaires by request for Matey Campoy, Milton Love on lead, December 1958 on the Old Town record label Embraceable You. He sounds George says he still sounds the same. Did he ever perform Candlelight at the UGHA meetings? I wonder if he ever did that with his group, the Concords. That is a great... he is retired now, as Marvin Pod mentions. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show with a request for listener Timothy. Timothy requested this group out of Oakland, California. Now, this 45 first came out on the West Coast TV label, Teevee Records. Then it was picked up on the East Coast by George Carlton's Carlton label, and I have both of those, but I'm featuring the first press here on the TV record label. This charted number 5 on KWBR in Oakland, California. That was Don Barksdale's radio station. Also, this is probably his label, a division of Rhythm Records. This is TV Records. This is by request for Timothy, July 1958, Maury Williams and the Kids, and it's called Are You My Girlfriend? This is for Timothy. That's by request for Timothy, Maury Williams and the Kids from July 1958. That's on TV Records, as Reed says. That TV was owned by Fat Daddy Lions. Also owned the Luck and the Lions labels. Okay. And this one picked up by Carlton Records. I don't know the connection between, California and the East Coast. I know there was a connection with George Mottola with those labels in Philadelphia, but maybe there was another connection between Carlton and some of the guys out there in California. But of course, this group would have another release on the Luck label, Time Runs Out, a very rare 45, which I have on three different presses of that record, believe it or not, and two of them play pretty crappy. But anyway, let's continue here, and let's stay in 1958 with a request for Kenny Mack with this singer by the name of Big Danny Oliver, and this is his first of two on the Trend label, which is out of New York City. I think this was this was distributed by Cap Records. Now, I have two copies of this, and they play crappy for some reason. I don't understand. Maybe it's recycled vinyl. I don't know. But one is like lighter yellow, and the other one is like a more deeper yellow. And I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyway, this is for Kenny Mack, Big Danny Oliver, and some vocal group backing him up from June 58 on the Trend label. It's called Sapphire for Kenny.
Because what you did, it was an awful trick. Sapphire, why do you treat me like a newborn fool? You never do right like the golden rule. Sapphire, all you can do is a ball the jack, but you better be gone when I get it back.
That's going out to Kenny Mack there. Big Danny Oliver from June 1958 on the Trend record label. Sapphire is the name of the tune here. We are in 1958. We go back to Brooklyn, New York with a request for Rick and Philly, and this group is another one of bandleader Al Brown's discoveries, and lots of people involved with this record, as George Goldner distributed it, and the publishing owned by Jocko Henderson and Barry Golder. Yeah, Barry Golder, not Gary Golder, Barry Golder, as this tune was written by the lead singer Billy Galante. Billy Galante, also recorded as Billy Gallant. I may know their tune Scribbling on the Wall. So this is by request for Rick. This is another record I can't get clean. I have about 6 copies of this record. This one seems to play the best. I have the original without the not distributed by Gone, but it doesn't play that well, but I don't see that record much at all. But it's much harder to get without the nationally distributed by Gone. Well, this one says that, but anyway, this is for Rick and Philly. These are the Roulettes from August 58 on the Champ label with I See a Star for Rick and Philly.
I see a star shining so high.
That's going out to Rick in Philly. Rick in Philly, the Roulettes, their August 58 release on the Champ record label. I see a star. That doesn't sound like a girl. Definitely sounds like a girl on the Scepter release, but not on that side. That's a girl singing on I See a Star? I don't know. It could be. Who knows? I know Hasten Jason is the girl. I have to compare them again. I always thought that was a guy, and I always thought that was him on lead. Maybe not. And the flip. What's the flip side sound like? Is the flip side the flip side? Is it the same? Is it the same lead? I know it's Jump. Let's see.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Well, they're all singing on this side.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Let's see.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Whip, whip. Come on, come on. Come on, baby. I was walking along.
Well, that's a guy, of course.
I met a little chick who saw me.
I don't know. Maybe it's a girl on the flip. Never thought it was a girl. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next, we have the sound of East L.A. here. It's actually, this group is called the Shadows, but they're really not. They're really a duo. They are brothers. They are Jimmy Carlos and Pete Antonano. And this song they wrote, this is on Bob Keene's Delphi record label. I first heard this on the Norman Night Train show way back in the early 1970s. And this is from September 59. Let's give a listen to, September 58. Let's give a listen to the Shadows. To the Shadows on the Delphi record label. It's called Under Stars of Love.
A kiss in the night, a thrill of delight, makes me want to hold you nightly. In the still of the night,
It's the sound of East L.A. here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Shadows. The Shadows there on from September 1958, Bob Keene's Delphi record label, Under Stars of Love. Now, after this release, they recorded as the Carlos Brothers on the Delphi record label. Let's continue now. We are in 1958. We go back to the Bronx, New York, with another duo, this time a request For listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room, they had 16 releases on High Weiss's Old Town record label between the years 1956 and 1962, and Timothy requested their 6th. This was their follow-up to their biggest hit, a song called We Belong Together. They are Robert Carr and Johnny Mitchell, a.k.a. Robert and Johnny, from May 1958. This is going out to Timothy, Robert and Johnny on the Old Town label. The song is called Marry Me. For Timothy.
Do you take this girl to be your wife, to fuss and fight for the rest of your life? Marry me, da, da, da. Marry me, da, da, da. I love you, yes I do. I want you for my wife. Oh, won't you, baby, please marry me, dan, dan, marry me, dan, dan. I need you, yes I do. I want you for my wife. Oh, won't you, baby, please marry me, marry me, marry me. Oh, I'll take girl to be my wife. Promise to love her for the rest of my life. I need this girl. Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Say that you love me too. Say you love me too. Won't you marry me? Marry me. I want you to be my wife. My wife. For the rest of my life. Dan, dan, dan. Marry me. Dan, dan,
As Robert and Johnny, they're going out to Timothy from May 1958 on the Old Town record label. Marry Me is the name of that tune. We continue now. We go to Petersburg, Virginia for this next request. It's for listener Emnon, as this group recorded 2 on Benjamin Allen's New Cat label. Now, this is their first, written by, it says, Joni John, but that is actually an alias for the label owner. And this side features Clyde Robertson on lead. This one from February 1959, the Continental Five. This is for Emnon on the New Cat record label. It's called Perdelia.
oh.
As by request for Amnon there, those are the Continental Four. Continental Five, their first of two on the New Cat record label, Perdelia from February 1959. Let's continue here for this next 45 that never made it out of Columbus, Ohio. And it's a request for listener Joe Shacatano by this group called the Marquees. Came out on the Daysell record label. This is with the Gene Joseph Trio. The interesting thing about this one is that in the early days of eBay, when they didn't really have little groups of where you can post records like in doo-wop or R&B or whatever, so they were just randomly posted. So they posted for this record the Gene Joseph Trio. They didn't post the Marquees. Of course, it was somebody from Columbus, Ohio. I saw this and I won this record, a Stone Mint copy of this 45. I think I got it for like $160. Now this is a long time ago. If we're talking about, I've been on eBay. I don't buy anymore, very rarely, only from a few people. But I've been on eBay since 1999, I think. But it was I was like shocked when I got this record. I don't know what it lists for now, but it's not that easy to find, especially in this condition. But this is a request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room, February 59. As George says, a great two-sided 45. These are the Marquees on Daysell Records. This is called Close to Me for Joe.
I want you close to me and by me constantly. Then when life seems empty, I'll know that you're close to me. I need your warm embrace, the smile upon your face, all the wondrous things I see when you're close to me. Each day can be so thrilling. That is when you're in love. And if the Lord is willing, I'll always be with you, my love. I want you close to me. Constantly, then when life seems empty, I'll know that you're close to me.
As by request for Joe Shacatano there, those are the Marquees. Marquees from February 59 on the Daysell record label. Close to Me is the name of the tune. Let's continue here, as earlier we heard from the Channels on the Gone record label with That's My Desire from 1957. Let's return with a flip side from the June 4th show, as Tom Shaughnessy requested their release on Bobby Robinson's Fire record label. My Heart Is Sad is the side that I featured. Was listeners Roulettes, Nick Nicola, and George Tompkins requested the flip side of that 45. As we go back to August of 1959, again for Earl Lewis and the Channels. I know Matey likes them also. This is on the Fire label and their tune called The Girl Next Door.
Oh!
I had eyes for her a long, long time, and now she's mine, all mine, to have and to hold. My girl who lives next door, and I always love her forever and evermore. How long can I be in love with me? You know I love her so totally. The girl who lives next door. Oh, how lucky can I be to have in love with me? You know I love her so totally. The girl who lives next door.
That's the sound of Earl Lewis and the Channels there. It's going out to Nick, George, and Daryl. August 59 release. That's on Bobby Robinson's Fire record label, The Girl Next Door. And we continue now. We go to Brooklyn, New York with a request for Ronnie Sherman. This group recorded two on a label called Catalina Records, but under two different group names. With their first release, they were known as the Dawns. With their second release, they changed their name to the Spotlights. Now, I'm featuring their first, which really is not an easy 45 to find. This is on the Catalina record label. This is by request for Ronnie Sherman. These are the Dawns from 1959. It's called I Love You So Tonight for Ronnie.
There'll be millions of stars in the sky tonight, darling, you know I love you so, darling, tonight. In the sky tonight, darling, you know I love you so, darling, tonight, and darling, you are my queen. I love you most of all, and darling, you are my queen, and I'll never let you go. There'll be millions of things to see tonight, darling, no. I love you so, darling, tonight, 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 tonight.
by request for Ronnie Sherman there. Those are the Dawns from 1959. It's on the Catalina record label. I Love You So Tonight is the name of that too. Not any other night but tonight. Let's continue now. We go back out to California to Art Roop's specialty label for this group called the Five Nights. And there were a number of groups called the Five Nights, but these Five Nights, their lead singer was previously a member of the Spiders that recorded for the Imperial record label, and his name was Issachar Gordon, and he was a member of the Spiders in 1955, but this is an August 59 release on the specialty label. Let's give a listen to the Five Nights. It's called Miracle.
It's a
miracle, 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 miracle,
that makes the flowers grow. It's a miracle,
miracle,
that makes a rainbow. It's a miracle,
miracle,
that makes the snow fall. It's a miracle that changes summer to fall. God made the ocean, and God made the sea, and my darling, I know He made you just for me.
it's a miracle, 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 miracle,
To feel the evening breeze, it's a miracle. To feel it through the trees, it's a miracle. That made you love me. It's a
miracle, 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 miracle,
honey.
They're liking that one there in the YouTube chat room. Those are the Five Nights. Five Nights from August 59. Issachar Gordon. He's the lead singer on that. On Art Roop's specialty record label, Miracle is the name of that tune. I have a solo release by him also on Fidelity, the Fidelity label out of California by Issachar. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes. As up next, a request for Rick and Philly for this group from San Gabriel, California. They had one release on the Stack record label back in 1959 called You Made Me a Fool, but Dave Antrell and Bruce Patch, who owned the Classic Artists record label, reunited the group members to record, and they cut this 45 back in 1991. Actually, it's their second on the Classic Artists label, written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Al Sanchez. He's doing lead, and this is going out to Rick in Philly. It has an old sound, but it was released in February 1991. Give a listen to the Storytellers on Classic Artist by request for Rick in Philly. It's called Heavens for Real. We can't do that. These are those oddball presses here.
Then there's no denying You are my angel. If heaven's for real, heaven's for if wishes come true, and you're here beside me, my wish has been granted. If wishes come true, wishes come true. I used to think dreams that came true were found in a storybook. I can't believe an angel like you would give me a second look. I used to think dreams that came true were found in a storybook. I can't believe an angel like you would give me a second look. My wish has come true. 'Cause you're here beside me. Now you are my angel. And heaven's for real. You're my angel. Heaven's for
As for Rick and Philly there, these classic artists, 45's, it's the vocalizing that is up front versus the instrumentation. So they're really nice sounding records, kind of reminding you of other tunes, but some of them original compositions like that one there, the Storytellers, February 1991 release. That's going out to Rick and Philly on the classic artist label Heaven's for Real. Yes, it is. Let's continue here with the requests. And here's one for Sugar Bear Sterling. And he'll have to have this one to play in his new bachelor pad. This singer's real name was Glenn Stillwell, but he recorded as Glenn Wells. Maybe this one is the second of 5 on the Gin record label. It's a song he wrote. This was a number 5 record on KTRM in Beaumont, Texas. We move into 1960 now, June 1960, for Glenn Wells and the Blends on the Gin label. This is for Sterling. It's called You're Mine Tonight.
Moon's out tonight, stars shining bright. I'm holding you tight. You're mine tonight. I know that it's wrong tonight.
That's going out to Sugar Bear Sterling there, Glenn Wells and the Blends. June 1960 release on the Gin record label. You're Mine Tonight is the name of the tune. We are in 1960, although up next a request for listener Ronnie Sherman, this group out of Brockton, Massachusetts, recorded 3 for Frank Pappalardo's Casa Grande label. Excuse me, out of Woburn, Massachusetts. Now, 1989, they also got back together to put out a 45 on the Casa Grande label, co-written by the lead singer. His name is Big John Croft. So this is going out to Ronnie Sherman from 1989, released in 1989, but has the old sound. These are the Fabulous Blends on Casa Grande. It's called Graduation Time for Ronnie Sherman.
Graduation time is here once again.
Congratulations on your graduating night.
Graduation.
Your future will be gay and bright.
Graduation.
Sure glad to be with you tonight.
Graduation.
On your graduating night.
Graduation.
Congratulations, you deserve it all the way.
Graduation.
I know that this is your most happiest day.
Graduation.
Cast all your sorrows and troubles all away.
Graduation.
On your graduating day.
Graduation.
As you walk through life, seeking happiness you strive. I hope your future will always be gay and bright. May the good Lord guide you through oncoming years. Graduation time is here. Congratulations on your graduating night.
Graduation.
I hope your future will be gay and bright.
Graduation.
Sure glad to be with you tonight.
Graduation.
On your graduating night.
That's going out to Ronnie Sherman there. That's the Fabulous Blends. Big John Croft on lead. Released, that's 1989 release, maybe in the 60s. I don't know, maybe in the 60s, 61 possibly, but I don't know if it's got an original Casa Grande label because it's one of those later presses, but the song is good, a good song. It's called Graduation Time. Let's continue. We are in 1960, and on the June 4th Vinyl Treasure Show, played a request from Mady Campoy. She requested the Sheiks on the Amy label. The song was called Come On Back, and was listeners Roulettes and Nick Nicola requested the flip side, as this side again was written by John Barry and Donald Razor. So this is from June of 1960. This is going out to Nick and Daryl. These are the Sheiks on Amy with a B-side. It's called Please Don't Take Away the Girl I Love.
Take away the
That's going out to Nick Nicola, Roulettes, June 1960, The Sheiks. On the Amy label, Please Don't Take Away the Girl I Love. And we got a couple more here in 1960. And last week, Johnny G made a mistake. I messed up a request for Kenny Mack. I featured Herb Johnson on the Buddy Caldwell's Len record label with Have You Heard, which was not the side that Kenny requested. He requested the flip, so I'm getting it right tonight. We're going to fix it tonight for Kenny. And again, this is from January of 1960. This is Herb Johnson and the uncredited Cruisers backing him up. This is from January 1960, Herb Johnson on Len. The song is called Guilty. This is for Kenny.
I am guilty. Everybody knows. My friends keep reminding me that they told me so. Soon we will be parted. I'll be the guilty one. My darling, I apologize. So sorry, my darling. I never realized how much I was hurting you until you told me we were through.
Out of Philadelphia, on that is on Buddy Johnson's Len record label, January 60 release. Herb Johnson and the Cruisers going out to Kenny Mack, song entitled Guilty. Let's continue now, and we are 1960. We go back to the girl group sounds. This time for my number one California listener, Mady Campboy. She requested Shirley Jackson on the MGM subsidiary Metro record label with a song that this gal co-wrote, and she's being backed up by the uncredited Dream Girls that had two releases on the Metro label. They would later record as Bobby Smith and the Dream Girls on the Big Talk label. This is from January 1960. This is Shirley Jackson going out to Mady Campboy on the Metro label. It's called Wait for Me, for Mady.
Darling, please wait for me. Darling, don't leave.
please wait. Wait for me. I love you madly, darling, please wait. Wait for me. Need you so badly. Why should you leave me this way? Wait, wait, wait for me. Or better still, why don't you stay? Oh, wait for me. Ooh, wait for me. Ooh, wait, please wait for me. Or better still, why don't you stay, please, darling? Why won't you wait for me? You know I love you, please, darling. Come on and wait.
As by request from Eddie Campoy there, Shirley Jackson and the uncredited Dream Girls, January 1960 release on the Metro label, Wait For Me is the name of the two. Now, those Dream Girls, they were really out of Detroit, and that's where we're going with this next request for Joe Shacatano for this group called the Celtics, and this is their first release, came out on the Warcon record label. They would have one more release on the Al Jacks label, which is very rare, 45, but let's give a listen to their first from February of 1960. These are the Celtics. The Celtics on the Warcon label. This is for Joe Shacatano. It's called Darlene Darling for Joe.
Darling, I adore you with all my heart. I hope we will never part. Darling, I love you so. Darling, oh, don't you know? Yes, I have told how much I care for you. I hope our love will always be happy and gay, and every day. Darling, I pray. Oh, darling, I'm so glad that you're really mine. We have a love that's truly divine. Hold me real close. We're meant to be.
As going out to Joe Shacatano there, those are the Celtics. That's their first release on the Warcon record label, Darlene Darling, February 1960. Jerry Diaz banged Johnny G on that 45. I think he charged me $400 on that 45. I don't know what it goes for now. Maybe it goes for less money now, but that's what he did. Anyway, let's continue now. Let's go back to California with a flip side request for Rick in Philly, as he requested the intended B-side of this 45 last week. It was called I Can't Live Alone, as done by the Tangents on the Fresh label, and that was their first of two on the label. But Rick also requested the intended A-side, the flip side we're playing tonight, written by the lead singer. His name is Billy Thetford. Billy Thetford. Billy Thetford on lead. This is from April 1960, by request for Rick in Philly. The Tangents on the Fresh label. It's called Send Me Something.
Send me something to remember you by. Come on now.
That's for Rick and Philly there. Those are the Tangents. That's the A-side of their first of two on the Fresh record label, Send Me Something. That one there from April 1960. This comes on different color labels like aqua green and black label, the white label. I think those are the labels that it comes out for. Of course, the lead singer, Billy Thetford, he would later become the lead singer of the Superiors that recorded on the Real Fine record label. That is a 45 that Johnny G does not have in his collection. But let's continue now. And here's where we are, 1960, with a request for listener Emnon, as we just heard this group 4 records ago backing up Herb Johnson. Here they are. They're originally from Washington, D.C., but they traveled to Philadelphia to record for Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone record label. This was their second of 3. It features Eugene Williams on lead. We go back to May 1960. This is for Emnon. These are the Cruisers on V-Tone. It's called Crying Over You.
You
stop crying, crying over you. Crying over you. Crying over you. Crying over you.
That's the second of three for the Cruisers on the V-Tone record label, going out to M on May 1960. Crying Over You is the name of that one, with Eugene Williams on lead. Let's move into 1961 now with a request for Ronnie Sherman for this group from Reading, Pennsylvania. First recording as the Teen Kings on the B label back in 1958, also as the Delroys on the Chord label. Then they recorded this release on the Night label in September of 1961. They were known as the Delights, and the lead singer on this is Walter Buster Lockman, and he also had releases on Wand as Walter Wilson. But this is from September of 1961, going out to Ronnie Sherman, the Delights, on the Night label, NITE Records. It's called My One Desire, for Ronnie.
My one desire sets my heart on fire, darling, when I'm near you. My heart is in another world, knowing you are my girl. The way you hold me in your arms, and though you're many, many charms, you love me. You put no one above me. We'll be men and wives for the rest of my life. Now stars that twinkle high above, knowing you are my love. You love me. You put no one above me. We'll be men and wives for the rest of our lives. Our stars that twinkle high above, knowing you are my love.
As going out to Ronnie Sherman there. Those are the Delights, September 61 on the Night record label. My One Desire featured it on the, this is the one that doesn't have that kind of a different weird label thing. I think it has that little square box distributed by DISC or something like that, but this is the original press on the yellow label with the block print that way. That I'll show it to you guys watching Johnny G spin these 45s. Of course, this group also recorded as the Delights on the Cuppy label in 1965. That's a rare Northern Soul 45 that I have played here on the program. Let's continue now, and we go to Santa Ana California for this next gal, and it's a request for Jo Shacatano. She had a big #1 hit with her first release on Jim Lee's Indigo record label, the cover of the Revels tune, 1,000 Stars, and her name is Kathy Young. She's being backed up by The Innocents on this release. She had 8 releases on the Indigo record label. This is her 4th, written and produced by Jim Lee, and this charted number 80 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 3 on WLIP in Kenosha, Wisconsin. There we go, July 1961. This is for Jo Shacatano, Kathy Young, and The Innocents on the Indigo record label. A song called Magic is the Night for Jo.
Dum 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 bye.
That's going out to Jo Shacatano there, Kathy Young and The Innocents. That one there from July 1961 on that's on the Indigo record label out of California. Magic is the Night is the name of the tune. We go back to Philadelphia, PA for this next group. Again to Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone record label. This is a request for listener Amnon. Their first release came out on his Len record label in 1960. Then they had 2 releases on the V-Tone record label. This is the A-side of their second, with Donald Hogan on lead from September 61. This is for Amnon, the Dream Lovers, on V-Tone Records. It's called May I Kiss the Bride for Amnon.
Boom, boom, boom.
May I
There's nothing to
Those are the Dream Lovers there. The Dream Lovers on the V-Tone record label, September 61. That is the A-side of their second release on the V-Tone label. By request for Amnon, May I Kiss the Bride is the name of the tune. We are in 61. Let's go to Austin, Texas for this next group, and it's a request for Rick and Philly, who is in our chat room. This group is called the Slades. Of course, they had the original version of the song You Cheated. That was a big, big hit for the Shields back in 1958. But this is the group's sixth and final release that came out on the Domino record label, written by the lead singer. His name is Don Birch. Don Birch on lead. This is for Rick and Philly. The Slades from January 61 on the Domino label. It's called Take My Heart. This is for Rick.
Take my heart, it's yours forever. Take my hand, let's be
As Don Birch and the Slades, that's going out to Rick and Philly. January 61 release. That's their sixth and final release on the Domino record label. Take My Heart is the name of the tune. Johnny G trying to rush through these tunes. We're going to get them in before the end of the half hour here. And we are 1961, and this is a request for Tom Shaughnessy, for this singer born in, or the lead singer of this group, born in Glen Willard, Pennsylvania. It's Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco, known as Lou Christie. Of course, his biggest hit was in 1965. I think the song Lightning Strikes. That was a big #1 record for him. Of course, he had his big hit was called The Gypsy Cried, that came out on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. But here is an early one he did as Lugi, is that how you say that? L-U-G-E-E, Lugi and the Lions? I don't think that's Luigi, that's Lugi. Lugi and the Lions, and this is on Lenny Martin's Robbie record label out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is from March 61. This is Luigi, a.k.a. Lou Christie, on lead with the Lions on Robbie. The song is called The Jury. This is for Tom Shaughnessy.
Will the defendant please step forward?
You are the jury, and I'm so guilty of wanting to make an angel out of you, wanting to make a dream come true. You are the jury, and
over me forever.
As by request for Tom Shaughnessy there, that is Lugi and The Lions. Lugi is really Lou Christie. He's the lead singer, March 1961. Featured it on the Robbie label, a song entitled The Jury. I think it came out on AMI, American Music something, and it might have been out on one other label if I'm not mistaken. Johnny G's starting to lose his mind. Got to welcome in the Oldies and More Radio Network here to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Thank you for tuning in to Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. We are in overtime here, and got a few more 45's to go here before we shut down. And here's another request, this time for Ronnie Sherman, for this group known as the Lydells. Now, not to be confused with the same group that recorded with, what was the lead singer? The name, the one that did Barbara Ann. Oh, I forget his name, but this is not the same group. This group is out of Philadelphia. No, this is not, I'm sorry, this is not the same group out of Philadelphia that recorded The Wizard of Love. This is a different group out of New York. This group consisted of Ray Nunez, Al Castro, Julio Maduro, and Charles Jacobs. Now, this song, the odd thing about this is that, what's his name? Is Johnny G's losing his mind? Who does the disco? Freddie Gonzalez said this record originally came out in 1959. I don't know if it did or not, but again, it was re-released in 1961. I can't tell what copy I have, but it really was released. I should say it first came out on the PAM label and then re-released in 61 on the PAM label, but then it was reissued again on the Parkway label, I think in 1964, but I'm featuring it on PAM. I don't know if it's from 59, but I'm guessing from February 61. This charted number 78 on WMID in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is for Ronnie Sherman, the Lydells, from February 61 on PAM. It's called There Goes the Boy, for Ronnie.
There goes the boy who's in love with my girl. He sure looks happy and out of this world. I really love her, can't you see? But she preferred him more. And he, there goes the guy who stole all my dreams under an oak tree and lighted moonbeams. I really love her, can't you see? But she preferred him more than me. Now that she has gone, there's no stars in sight. Now that she has left me, there's no heavenly light. I hope that she's happy, yes, happy with all his charms. for I still wish that I was a boy, yes, the boy in your arms. Here goes the boy who's in love with my girl. He sure looks happy and out of this world. I'm in love her. Can't you see? She preferred him more than me.
Now I got caught. Now Sterling can say I got caught. Sterling, you can say I got caught now. There you go. That's for Ronnie Sherman there. Those are the Lydells. The Lydells, not the Wizard of Love Lydells. This Lydells out of New York, February 61 release on the PM label. A song entitled There Goes the Boy. We continue now from 1961. And this is a request for listener Amnon. We go back to Philadelphia now for the Intruders, and this is on the Gowan record label with this. I think this is their debut single. Yes, this is their debut single from 1961. With their second single, they were known as the Four Intruders on the Gowan record label. It features Sam Little Sonny Brown on lead. As we go back to December 61, this is for Amnon, the Intruders on Gowan. It's called Come Home Soon. This is actually a cover song. I think this was first done by the Plurals in 1958. But let's give a listen to the version by the Intruders for Amnon. Come Home Soon.
Each night under this moon, I sit alone, hoping you'll get home soon. Darling, come home soon. Darling, come home soon.
That's the debut single for the Intruders there by request for Amnon, December 61 on the Gowan record label. Sam Little Sonny Brown on lead. Come Home Soon is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1962 now with a request for Matey Campboy, this group out of San Antonio, Texas. They have tons of releases on Manny Guerrera's Sunglow record label, and this one came out on Sunglow back into December of 1962, written by Lucy Guerrera. This is actually their fifth release, featuring Sonny Ozuna on lead. This charted number 13, a number 13 record on KONO in San Antonio, Texas. This is by request for Matey Campboy, Sonny and the Sunglows from December 62 on the Sunglow record label. It's called Close Your Eyes. This is for Matey.
Close my eyes, I'm thinking of you. Why do I feel the way I do? Close my eyes as I kneel and pray. Won't you please love me just for today? Why can't you love me? Why can't you care? Can't you just love me today? Please, Lord above, send me her love. You know I love her so. Close your eyes the way I do. Won't you please love me? Don't make me blue. Why can't you love me? Why can't you care? Can't you just love me today? Please, Lord above, send me her love. You know I love her so. Close your eyes the way I do. Won't you please love me? Don't make me blue. Oh, 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 oh.
That's going out to Matey Campboy there. Sonny and the Sunglows. Sonny Ozuna, Sonny Azuna, that's it, Sonny Azuna on lead, December 1962. Close Your Eyes is the name of that one on the Sunglow record label. We are in Vinyltreasure overtime here as we're trying to get through the requests here, and we are in 1962, and here's a request for listener Kenny Mack. Feel better, Kenny. And hope you can tune in on the archive tomorrow here. Now, this is on Roy Flowers' Pike label out of Bakersville, California, and the tune written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Bill Bryan, and the group is called Bill Bryan and the Gold Tones. This is on Pike Records, released in June of '62. It's out of California, going out to Kenny. It's called Rocking Chair.
Rocking in the chair, bitch, you working in the sun. Rocking in the chair, bitch, working in the sun.
chair and go, go, go. Get out of that chair and go, go, go. Well, I told Mama I just don't care. I told Mama I just don't care. As long as I got my rocking chair. As long as I got my rocking chair. My rocking chair. Hurry up again, go.
There you go. That's for Kenny Mack there. Kenny Mack likes these cool up tempos there. Bill Bryan and the Gold Tones. Sounded like another record. What record did that sound like? That sound reminded me of something else. June 1962 on the Pike record label. Rockin' Chair is the name of that one. And I just love this next 45 here. This singer from originally from Leesburg, Florida. This is a request for listener Mike Sape. This a singer, he was discovered by record producer Teddy Van. His real name was Gil Hamilton. He also recorded as Johnny Thunder. And he has a number of releases on the Diamond label under the name of Johnny Thunder, but only 3 under his real name. And one is on the Fury label, another on the Capitol label, and there's this one that came out on Vivian Carter's VJ record label, and he wrote this tune with Wes Farrell and Matt Amore, and this is from December of 1962, requested by Mike Sape. This is Gil Hamilton, aka Johnny Thunder, on the VJ label. The song is called When Are You Coming Home? For Mike.
Sleepless night, since you've been gone, sleepless nights, I'm all alone, darling, darling, when are you coming home? This can't go on, darling. My little heart is torn now. I'm hoping, waiting, praying. When are you coming home? I'm waiting here. When are you coming home? When? Oh, now.
As going out to Mike Sape there, Gil Hamilton, a.k.a. Johnny Thunder, December 62 on the VJ record label. When Are You Coming Home is the name of that tune. We stay in 1962. We go out to Los Angeles, California with this request from Matey Campboy, this duo. This is their first of two on Bob Keene's Donna record label. They both penned this tune. They are Pablo Valenzuela and Ray Quinones, and they recorded as Renee and Ray. Now, this charted number 79 on Billboard, a big number 2 record. If you were listening to KRLA out in Los Angeles back in April of 1962, this is by request for Matey Campboy, Renee and Ray on the Donna label, Bob Keene's Donna Records. It's called Queen of My Heart. This is for Matey.
May I explain right from the start? You've always been queen of my heart. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, queen of my heart. Queen of my heart. No matter what I've said or done, to me you'll be my only one. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, queen of my heart. Here is my heart, do with as you please. Here is the key, open and you'll see. You'll find a love all your own. Here lies your treasure, here lies your throne. No matter what I've said or done, to me you'll be my only one. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, queen of my heart. Queen of my heart. Queen of my heart.
That's the sound of East L.A. here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going out to Matey Campboy, Renee and Ray from April 62 on the Donna record label, their first of 2, song entitled Queen of My Heart. Let's move into 1963 with a request for Kenny Mack. I remember when I purchased my first copy of this 45, it was at the Montvale, New Jersey show sometime in the early 1980s. Someone walked in with a 25 count box of this 45, was selling them for 10 cents a piece. He wanted to make $250. I don't know if he sold them all, but I ended up buying one for $10. They were Stone Mint, store stock, and that was maybe back in 82. But I used to hear it quite often here on Oldies Radio here in New York City. The tune written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Joey Ziza. Joey Ziza, did I say that right? Is that how it is? Yeah. Joey Ziza is how you pronounce it, I think. But he was the lead singer. He's from Patterson, New Jersey, and he is Joey of Joey and the Lexingtons. This is from November 1963. They have a much harder record on the Comet label. It came out after. I don't know if it was before this or after it, but it was on Comet. But this is on the Dunes label. This is for Kenny Mack, November 63, Joey and the Lexingtons. The song is called Bobby. For Kenny.
There's a girl that I know, and that girl, I love her so.
Boom, boom, boom,
zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop. Well, zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop.
Zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop. Zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop. Zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop. Zoomalam, zoomalam, zoom bop bop.
Bum, da-da-da, bum, da-da-da, bum, bum. Bum, 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 da-da-da.
I meet her while walking down the street. I feel so heavenly. You know I'm with my Bobby. When I kiss her, when I hold her, and when I squeeze her.
As going out to Kenny Mack there, a real doo-wop by Joey and the Lexingtons. November 1963 release on the Dunes record label. The song is called Bobby, B-O-B-B-I-E. And let's stay in 1963 with this request for Emnon. Actually, last week I featured the flip side of this, also requested by Emnon, this group from Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, their only release on Odell Bailey's Art Flow record label. The song was called It Wasn't So Long Before, and it featured Chuck Marshall on lead from April of 1963. And Emnon also requested the flip side, which is actually a cover tune. This was originally done by Danny and the Juniors back in 1957. And the tune written, of course, by Danny White. These are the Four Townsmen. The Four Townsmen with Chuck Marshall on lead from April 63 on the Art Flow label. Going out to Emnon, their rendition of the tune, Sometimes, parentheses, When I'm All Alone. This is for Emnon. Whoops.
Sometimes when I'm all alone, feeling kinda low, you come back to cheer me up because you love me so. No, no, no. Cheer me up because you love me so.
Cover tunes here as we're getting close to the end of the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's the Four Townsmen. The Four Townsmen going out to Amnon. That came out on the Art Flow record label, April 1963. Their rendition of the Danny and the Junior song, Sometimes When I'm All Alone. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go back to Philadelphia, PA. This is a request for Sugar Bear Sterling. And as he's getting his bachelor pad all ready for all the gals to come in, and this group initially recorded as the Versatiles on the Rocal record label, but then they signed with Imperial Records and changed their name to the Majors. Now you know their signature song, first on Imperial, it was called A Wonderful Dream, but this is their 5th of 7 on the Imperial label. Of course, it features that high falsetto voice of Rick Chord on lead. This one has a little warp in it. It better not mess up on me. I practice with this. But anyway, this is from June 63. These are the Majors. The Majors going out to Sugar Bear Sterling on the Imperial label. It's called One Happy Ending for Sterling.
One happy ending for you and me. Now we're together, just like I said we'd be.
Oh, it is the best. Our love will last.
One happy ending for eternity. One happy ending. I'm dreaming true. Goodbye to heartaches and all that we went through.
Oh, it is the best. Our love will last.
One happy ending for eternity. I'll spend my lifetime loving only you. Till death do us part. One happy ending. It fade to white, but now we're standing at heaven's gate.
It is the best. Our love will last.
One happy ending for eternity. I'll spend my lifetime loving only you. Till death do us part. One happy ending. It fade to white, but now we're standing at heaven's gate.
It is the best. Our love will last.
One happy ending for eternity. One happy
As going out to Sugar Bear Sterling, those are the Majors from June 63 on the Imperial label, their 5th of 7. Song entitled One Happy Ending. Well, 2 more 45s to go before the happy ending here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a request for listener Ryan Heisey. This group originally from Sun Valley, California, first recorded as the Echoes on the Andex record label back in 1959. Of course, they backed up Kathy Young. We heard them earlier, backing Kathy Young up on Magic is the Night. Well, they return here with a solo effort, first recording for the Indigo record label. They had really 2 big national hits, at least top 30, Honest I Do and Gee Whiz. But here they are from June of 1964, recording for Warner Brothers Records, and they are covering a Rodgers and Hart tune from 1927. This is from June 64. This is for listener Ryan Heisey. Give a listen to The Innocents on the Warner Brothers record label. It features James West on lead. The song is called My Heart Stood Still. This is for Ryan. June 1964 release there for listener Ryan Heisey. Those are the Innocents there on the Warner Brothers record label. Song entitled My Heart Stood Still. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want to send me your requests, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Those requests, who wanted the the request by what's his name, the Wright, Jimmy Wright. Those will be like instrumental requests that I open up my show with. So if you want to tune in at the beginning of the show or on the archive to hear that, that's when I'll play those records. But I play my records by year on this show, in the 1950s and early 60s. So we're ending up with a record from 1964. That's going to have a closer. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But anyway, that's going to do it tonight for the Vinyl Treasure Show. Thank you again for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the tunes tonight. If you missed any of the show, it'll be up momentarily. It should be up, actually almost instantaneously. It should be up on my YouTube, so you can check it out. And sometimes they'll catch me with a copyright thing, but I haven't seen any tonight, which is very interesting. Usually, or in the last a couple of Monday night shows now, my all 60s, they've been blacking out the video. They just black it out, and they say you must remove the song before we show the video again. And then when it goes on the archive, it's not blacked out. It makes no sense what they're doing. But anyway, listen, I am under their ruling. I have to do what they say. This is their mechanism that I'm broadcasting on. So that's the way it goes. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. You can also go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. I have an archive there of the stream, so you can download it or listen to it live on your PC, whatever you're doing, or download it to your PC or put it on a CD, whatever. But that's also available. But I'll be back next Saturday night at 9 o'clock for more of these 50s and early 60s 45s out of my collection and your requests. So again, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Trying to increase subscriptions here. Tell your friends about it to subscribe to the channel. Very important that YouTube gets to see this, and also the likes of the show. If you like what you saw tonight, any of it, then click the like button. Also click the bell if you subscribe to get notifications. You have to have an account with YouTube in order to do that, though. It won't let you do it. It'll let you view. I mean, I had 127 people tune into the show that were not signed in to YouTube. So that's a pretty nice turnout. But anyway, again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Charlene, again, for all your help. We're closing the show tonight with a request for Nick Nicola, this group out of Syracuse, New York. They first recorded as Billy Kid and the Madisons on the Madison label out of New York. Then in 61, they changed their name to the Madisons and signed with the Lawn record label out of Philadelphia. And this song co-written by WNDR disc jockey Dandy Dan Leonard, and it features James Foran on lead. This is from June of 1964 by request for Nick Nicola, the Madisons on the Lawn label. It's called The Wind and the Rain. Let's hope we don't get any of that. But anyway, thank you again for tuning in. Want to wish all the fathers out there a very happy Father's Day. Johnny G is not a father. Would have liked to been, but I am not. But that's the way the cookie crumbles again. So all you dads out there, a very happy Father's Day. And hopefully I'll see you next Saturday night right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, or tuned in on Oldies and More Radio at midnight. But I'll be live at 8 o'clock on Monday night for my All 60s show. Has become a big soul show, so I play a lot of soul 45s on that show, and that begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also be on the archive too on YouTube. So you take your pick. You can watch Johnny G any way you want to. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and we're going to close out now with the Madisons. So everybody, be safe, stay well, and I'll see you next week. Just want to say, everybody, so long, the Madisons.
And the rain, the rain, the rain, the rain, all the day. I'll never forget the time
Okay, folks, that does it there. That is a cool tune. That's for Nick Nicola there. The Wind, the Wind and the Rain by the Madisons. That's the other side is an up-tempo side. It's called Can You Imagine It? We'll play that next week. That's a cool up-tempo record. Not an easy record to find either, by the way. Some of these records not that easy. But again, thank you all. I don't know everything. I try to, shed light on a lot of these groups. I have some knowledge. I don't have all knowledge, but I try to research it. Charlene tries to research it. She helps me do the research here. She helps me with the show. So it's not that easy to do this. It's really a labor of love for me. The Monday night show is also a labor of love because now that I've retired, it takes me longer to prepare for the 60s because I'm 30 years behind. Remember, I was buying thousands and thousands of records every week, and I never had a chance to kind of put them in order, even though I did do a radio show every Saturday since 2005 really, but I had a lot of the records already. I had a big collection as it was, but I continued to buy for all those years, and I just never caught up. And then because Spence was selling me records constantly, every week records. And now I'm getting a chance to go through them and to decipher them. That's why I'm finding multiple copies of a lot of things. And I'm not getting any money in, and might be selling, some of these duplicates and triplicates of records. So a lot of people have already asked me about certain records that they're interested in. But when I get ready to do it, I'll actually probably feature them here so you at least can hear them. And then you can make me an offer or something. That's I think the best way. I don't like to have people be not happy with the record. And some of them are in a little bit off condition, but at least you can hear them. And some of them play well, like that record I played today by the girl group thing, by the who requested it? Matey requested it. The Joy Tones. That wasn't in great shape, but it played pretty decent and that's a hard record too. But anyway, I like doing it now, and I devote a lot of time of my retirement to doing the two shows, and that's why it's a lot of fun to hear the correspondence from you, the listeners. So it's like really important for me to do that, to get that. But anyway, again, thank you all for doing it. I'm going to go relax now, as I have pulled a bunch of stuff, 60s slow soul records for Monday night. That show has been kind of latching on too and growing also, because not everybody likes the doo-wop group harmony. They may like the later stuff that I play, but it's funny because I've been notified by Northern Soul collectors that there are records that they've never heard of that they can play at their dances. So that's pretty cool. So making new discoveries for people that have, been listening to that type of music for so long. But anyway, John G's going to go relax again. Happy Father's Day for all the dads out there. And I'll see you either next Saturday night or Monday night right here on Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.